Alright, y'all, so the Super EZA for Physical Vegito Blue is officially out in game, and he does seem like he's going to be pretty powerful, right? I think that they definitely did this guy justice for the most part. So again, we'll see how exactly he's going to be though. Now this guy again, he's fully maxed out for me, level 10 links, all the Super EZA stats are done, right? We do see that I do have some attack equips on him. This guy is a notorious damage dealer, mega counter god. He's going to be doing a lot of damage here, so I wanted to focus on that. So we have 500 defense here, level 5 crit on the silver. Then for the gold, we have level 3 crit and then a 300 attack. You could definitely give this guy better equips. I gave this guy these equips like years ago. I just felt like there's not really a need to change it that much. I mean, I could always find some other equipment to give this guy, but again, these are pretty good for the most part. 11 additional 23 crit is pretty good to me. Maybe if we can get like, you know, like again, I'm sure there's equips out that have attack and then like level 5 crit, so we can get to an actual 25 crit ratio, but that's fine. So again, we have this guy here turn 1, and he's doing a lot of different abilities. Now you may see there are some rainbow key spheres on the field that can of course generate randomly, but this guy does actually change key spheres of a certain type, excluding physical, to rainbow key spheres, which is a really nice ability. And I think I want to talk about this next ability before even kind of bringing up his counters. But if all allies in the same turn are super class characters, or there's another Future Saga category ally in the same turn, he does actually give super class allies 40% attack and defense for 2 turns. So we're going to feel this guy's impacts not only on this initial turn, but the next rotation as well. Even if they're extreme class allies, they will still get 40% attack and defense, just not over a 2-turn period. He also does actually gain super effective against all types, which will allow him to do I guess generally more damage on average. Of course, you do really want to get those critical hits on the counters, so that is very important. Now, again, the biggest issue with these Vegito cards that have counters is that they prominently are very susceptible to super attacks. This guy only has a 20% damage reduction rate in his baseline. And again, we're seeing until this guy attacks, his defense is going to be pretty 200k, you know, gets a super attack with 20% reduction. Is not that good. He does have an additional 60% reduction, and then of course the counter against normal attacks, but again, supers are where the big issue could lie. But that's where this guy's biggest addition was added. Against super attacks specifically, he'll have a temporary 50% chance to dodge. And if HP 70% or less, he gains an additional 30% on top of that for 80% in total. Again, while that's HP restricted, that's pretty good, and that's a lot better than, you know, some of these older counter characters got in the past. Think of the AGL Super Vegito, right? So again, we'll see what this guy's able to do here. He might get supered, he might not. We'll see what happens. So starting off at a 200k attack set with these counters, and you see his attack set is actually going up with each counter he does. So for every attack performed, Vegito Blue gets 30% attack and defense, or attack specifically within the turn. And when attacking, he also gets 150% attack and defense as well. So those are some really good multiplicative buffs for him as a counter character. Now you see to do 4 attacks in total. He will launch 2 additional attacks, and each of those have a high chance to become a super. And he has the hidden potential system 1 as well. So again, right at the end there, we did what, 7.3 or a 700, yeah, no, a 7.3 counter. I said 200k counter, but I think that was a 2 million counter. I'm a bit silly, but no, the counter hit for 7.3 there. Now we do want to know the counters actually are 3 times the volume that are shown. So we saw that 7.3 mil counter. Actually, it is a 21 million damage counter right there, which is why you saw more damage than you would anticipate from like a 7 million attack stat, right? And that's because this guy again gets so much, like in terms of his stats when he actually attacks. And ideally, again, we have him where all the attacks are so he can get as many counters as possible. And that's why they gave him that high chance to dodge. It's like they finally recognized, hey, you know, these counter units, it's not like even back in 2016, right? EZA Super Vegito, Physical Vegito Blue, their initial release, you did want to run a sealed character on the team, but after the second anniversary, these bosses started becoming immune to attack lower, defense lower, but also sealing, which really did hurt. Like, let's say that guy, just in specific as another example. So, that's the biggest issue there. But besides that, it's not really that big of a deal. So I'm actually gonna keep this Vegeta here, and we're gonna have Tech UI as well, kind of staying around. I guess I could throw Tech UI off, but I would like to try and keep him up as much as I can with the domain. What I might try to do is I might have a turn where, again, AGO Super Gogeta active plus Tech VB plus Physical VB, and then with Tech UI's domain up, that could be really nasty. And we're running Tech UI here because his domain could be very useful for Physical Vegito Blue in these red zones. And I think you're pretty easily able to hide him in these fights, so not really a big deal to go ahead and have this guy like kind of do his own thing, kind of moving around here. But again, we'll skip this rotation. Not really a big deal to kind of stick here. We want to see Physical VB specifically. This is pretty cool. This guy will actually get a little bit of the extra buff here from the limited time boost, right? We probably do want Tech LR Blue Vegito to get as many attacks as possible because we need him to build up so he could be safe against the AoE attack. So we're probably gonna put Physical Vegito Blue in slot 2 here. I think that should be okay because again, with this guy, they share 6 out of 7 links, which is really, really huge. So we want to make sure that is going to be the case. And if I need to, of course, I could always also use the sensor beam. But again, let's go ahead and yeah, we'll grab this with Tech VB. We'll let Physical VB grab all of these, I guess. It doesn't really matter. And then we could actually switch to the Vegeta portion of the card. I think that could be pretty funny, actually, just getting the Vegeta portion out. Yeah, we'll do this here. So we could use the active skill to give a 15% attack and defense buff for Future Saga category allies here, but I'm just going to go ahead and attack normally. We should be able to finish this off here. And we'll just wait to use the support buff until maybe a little later. So Tech BB, again, we just want to make sure he does get the ability to build up here because he only has the guaranteed dodge for the first turn. And the inch journey AoE is really what I'm thinking about because, again, this guy does get the great chance to dodge, but only after attacking as the third attacker. So unfortunately, before he attacks, he actually won't even be able to get that buff, unfortunately. So that is, again, something we really do need to consider. He's actually doing pretty decent damage here. I do want to do a separate showcase for him because we can get his numbers a lot higher, depending on how many attack stacks we get before he transforms. So, I mean, this guy is doing 17 mil. And then, again, with each attack he does, his attack will raise quite a bit higher. So there's 22 million right there. And now let's see what these counters are going to be doing. Yeah, already 6.4 mil counters with the crit right there. And again, that value is more than what we're actually seeing. We even see the super effective against all types. So again, super effective against all types definitely is helping out here for this specific turn. I wonder if there's no way I kill Tech Vegito, right, by using his active. The only reason why I'm thinking about that is because we have AGO Gogeta coming around next turn. So I'm like, if we could potentially, like, kill here, that would be best case scenario, I think. I guess the only thing is that Jiren does stun, but we could actually, again, we will use Tech UI's domain, actually, as well. Let me make sure we get this to play too, because it's been a while since we played this one. That's a pretty good looking animation right there. We got Tech UI here. So again, there's a bunch of different counters that can be going around here. In fact, maybe I will... Oh, he's locked. It's not one, huh? Okay. Maybe I'll keep Vegeta out, and then we'll get Tech Vegito out at the end. Does that make sense? And then we'll let Vegeta get stunned, because no matter what, whoever is in slot 1 here would get stunned. Though I guess I could put Tech UI in slot 1, but it's like then the links wouldn't really work out. But then I can get Goku out. Like, I could try and go for the kill here. It just might be a little tough, but we could go for the KO. Or if I also use both Tech Vegito's counters, I guess, right? Like if I use like the... Yeah, I know what I could do. I'm gonna skip ahead this turn specifically though. We'll move on to the next one, but I kind of have an idea of what... No, because if I use the target skill, then Tech UI won't get any counters either. Let me just move forward until the next turn, and we'll hopefully have killed one turn this during phase. We'll see what happens. We actually got pretty lucky with how the attacks ended up here. I think I'm going to transform into Super Gogeta on this turn though. I really want all these counters. I mean, what if I use... Dude, imagine like a VB dodging and doing all the damage with these counters would be crazy. I would like over in a flash just because an extra attack, but I might just do this here. And then next turn we have the domain. We could use Vegeta Trunks. Yeah, okay, this is just mostly for the showcase purposes. Technically, I could have fused into Gogeta and just stayed right here, but I really want to see what VB might do on this turn. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this. We'll of course grab all these with you, then Tech VB at the end will be fine. There's actually no AoE. We got a little lucky in regards to that. But again, this is where VB's like kind of... He'll look pretty good here if he does get the dodge off against the super. All right, nice. Another counter. And again, his attack will slowly go up with each attack that he does. Fun enough, Jiren is supering at the end. I feel like usually he supers like the very first attack, but these attack patterns are kind of weird for Jiren. Let's dodge. No dodge, actually. That's... I think we're dead here. Yeah. That sucks. I finally have the turn that I want. I guess issue. Tech Goku Black is a monster super in the middle. But I think Tech VB might actually be able to live that. I'm going to use this. Hope we don't do too much damage. If not, I'll probably put Physical VB in slot 1. I want Physical VB in slot 3 though. If that's possible. Yeah, we could put Physical VB in slot 3. Because I would like to get all these, like all the counters at the end there. That's going to be pretty good post super. And I'm pretty sure again Tech VB does live. I just hope that he doesn't kill. This is the only thing I'm thinking of, man. Like Tech VB killing. I mean, I guess worst case scenario, a Tech VB clip is pretty good, but again, hopefully we get Physical VB. And you know, if anything, again, one big thing about Physical Vegito Blue here, like that we could just talk about, is the fact that at the end of the day, he is going to be a floating support. Like that is the slot you're going to be using him in. So many times there aren't even going to be supers anyways. And he Rainbow Orb changing. He's providing 2-turn support. So next turn he's also getting the support to whoever's on rotation. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on here. We have Tech Super Gogeta active skill. We have Tech UI domain. We have the Super Saiyan Blue, you know, Vegeta, the Father Son Gallic gun active skill, which is providing another 15% stats. Like we're getting tons and tons of stuff here, which is why like I'm a little scared about Tech VB just like exploding, because he's gonna be looking very good here himself. Maybe I should have put Physical VB slot 1, but you know, it's not that That's not the worst thing in the world to set this up. Oh my goodness. He almost hit 100 mil. Like, if I do a Tech VB show, I should still do a showcase for this guy. This would go into there. Luckily, we know that at best he could do 5 supers here, so I don't think he would actually kill. He's not gonna actually kill her, but goodness, look at this. That's pretty good from this guy with his buffs, right? Yeah, that's looking really good there. I mean, again, very juiced up turn, but that's pretty fun to see. Double digits there, of course. 36.7 mil in the super. Into 43. Let's get 2 more supers here. Okay, hidden potential, or no, normal, then hidden potential system super. Yeah, 56 million. Dude, these counters are gonna hit so hard. What is this counter gonna do? An 18 mil counter? 20 mil counter. Let me see a crit on one of these. Come on. You got 23 crit, man. Crit on one of these right now. Yes. 21 mil counter. Dude, these are like Tech Vegito level. Like almost Tech Vegito level counters, dude. Wow. And then this is gonna kill. Yep. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah, okay. Now, I am gonna take this guy into the Goku Black Zamasu fight. Are things gonna turn out well? I don't think so. Because the thing about him in this fight is that he's gonna power up Goku Black, but I'm gonna do one run anyways, just because I want to see it. So you may look at this team and think, what is going on? Because that is very fair. This team is a little out of like the ordinary. I am actually trying out like a Future Saga based team with the year 7s on it here. I might do like know how to run attempt with just Future Saga in the future. Once we get, I think, Vegito Blues, not Vegito Blue, Vegito Trunks is EZA, and maybe one other character. I think Future Saga run in here is actually very attemptable. But we do have Physical VB, Kana in the 3rd slot there. We'll see what happens. I'm going to try and see if I can get Rose over to the other rotation again. The reason why this works is because even though like Rose, HR Rose, Physical VB, they want like full extreme or super class, as long as there's one other Future Saga ally, their full passive still activates, right? I think the only thing that's missing is this guy is not getting the full buff of his passive skill because of the fact that you want another 3 extreme class allies instead of just another or not another 3 in total. Actually no, Future Saga still works for his passive. Never mind. Okay, no, he's perfectly good. So again, I'm just here. We're gonna just try this out. We'll skip until the next turn, of course, because this turn doesn't really matter here, and we'll see how things turn out. I mean, I guess I could technically die here, so let's see. Let me just make sure, like, if we get super instantly, we don't die here. Because it's definitely a possibility, which would be a little funny. As long as we dodge, we're good. Yeah, okay. We're good here. So we'll move forward to the next turn. All right, we're locked here. And again, we could see the issue with Physical VB is that, you know, right here in this turn, he's locked in slot 3. So Rose Goku Black is actually going to attack him 3 separate times, which is definitely not ideal. But if he's gonna be attacked, I might as well get this link activated. We'll go ahead and make sure Rose gets 18 key. I mean, yeah, I guess the one good thing still is we're gonna continue to do damage to Zamasu. It's just, you know, VB is also gonna power up Goku Black. Now we are gonna be providing 2-turn support to the super class allies next turn, which is cool, but yeah, that's the biggest issue with this guy is that, you know, we're powering up the boss earlier than you would like for Goku Black. Now, I feel like with this team build, it's not potentially that big of a deal. I think the only issue could be AGO Rose next turn, or even the Super Saiyan 4s, but, you know, it really does depend. It's not like a clear-cut thing. A lot of it, at the end of the day, is where the AoE is and things like that. But if Rose doesn't get locked in slot 1, or I guess I should say, we don't have to put him in a spot where there's a bunch of attacks, like where the super attack 100% will be. He should be fine still. I think ideally I want to try and get him over to the rotation here with this Goku Black, but it's not really like a big deal because we're still going to be getting like the support, right? Keep in mind that extreme class allies will get the 2-turn crit chance support, which is cool for STR Rose, but AGR Rose still just provides key 3 and 30% attack and defense to all allies, which will help with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta next turn, because again, one of the big issues with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is that he actually is not going to be giving us the, what's it called, like prepare for battle link, so he's gonna potentially have slight issues with the key, not too much. Yeah, okay, see, again, Goku's Black super attack, I mean, even just Vegito Blue's 1 counter really powered that up. The God should be fine here against Zamasu super, though. Zamasu super will do some damage, but yeah, no, never mind. Doesn't even do anything at all. And again, physical VB will continue to do some extra damage to Zamasu. Hopefully we get a bunch of supers, because if he's going to counter Goku Black, he might as well do damage to Goku Black too, right? So 2 super attacks here is nice. And we'll see. I mean, one good thing about physical VB is that he will be very effective in helping make sure that Goku Black does die, right? That's going to be really, really huge. Of course, AGO Goku Black is locked in slot 1, the literal thing we don't want to happen. We probably need to keep AGR Rose there, then yeah, this might be what we have to do. Super Saiyan 4s might have to just stay here. This is our best chances at living, because like the super attack, I feel like Goku Black super attack is probably at the end. I do not think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would live that, so again, we'll grab this here. And again, we're kind of put into this predicament a little bit because of Vegito Blue, because of the damage, like in terms of the attacks he did to Goku Black with the counters. But I don't think, again, we're in a spot where we can lose unless Zamasu supers us off the rip. If he does super us off the rip, that is not good. I do think that Rose will take a decent amount of damage from this normal too, yeah. But now he should be fine. Again, he's going to get his super attack off here. In fact, if anything, well, he's going to get both of his supers off here. And as long as, I believe Zamasu attacks first as well, so even if Goku Black super attacks, we should still be fine. Let me see here. Actually, I think Goku Black is the first attack here, so... Okay, now we're good. Yeah, 250k. Goodness gracious! Okay, you have your 70% reduction now and all the extra stats. This guy should still be able to live here. Yeah. Just because, yeah, once we get that second hidden man, that's really, really good. But that's where, again... we would have taken less damage, but we've still taken enough damage to fall under 70% there. But that's where like this team can work, because I think every single character in like 9 out of 10 situations, they're locked in slot 1, they can work. Physical VB will be able to have his ability to, what's it called, like have the 50% chance to dodge against the supers, and I think that is pretty good, along with doing some really, really good counter damage. I think starting next turn, again, we can get the gods out, so we could actually use the Super Saiyan Gods active skill, and with their active skill, we actually could do significant damage too. We could also use the Rose active skill too. Oh my goodness, that did more damage than I thought it would. Yeah, dude. Goku Black getting buffed early is very devastating. You could really see the effects. But again, at the same time, we're going to get Zamasu's active, I think. For sure, we'll use Zamasu's active skill. It just does way too much damage. The God's active skill, Super Saiyan, the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta's active skill is what we'll probably use, depending on where we're locked, maybe, if we do use it. Oh, there's still an AoE. 4s are dead here, actually, huh? No, actually, they're fine, because it's a second AoE there. All right, we just need to make sure we dodge this, which, again, 80% chance. If we don't dodge, it's kind of due to the proc anyways. Oh, well, man. That sucks. Yeah, we would have died there anyways. Yeah, dang, that's the issue with VB here. I just... Yeah, I don't... You can use him here. I think we've seen his effects, even just by being on that one turn. We clearly saw the effects. If you've done the event with any other team, you see that Rose usually does not hit that hard that quickly. But physical VB, man, he he's usable there, but it's like it's kind of it's very risky. I think, but if we dodged the super in that turn, we could have gone a winning turn still. Because I'm sure we would have been able to get some team tap orbs to heal with like the LR gods. Zamasu would have been dead. Zamasu was 100% dead. Then the turn after we would have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active skill. We wouldn't be locked anywhere. We would have physical VB, who I would assume would be fine with the 80% reduction. I think he would, even with the 80% reduction, though, he probably would still take damage from the AoE. So maybe we would have died. Physical, I mean, yeah. I think that let's see like Vegeta Trunks EZA as well. Could potentially be really useful. But it also depends on the attack patterns and where we're locked. Like if I was able to put this guy in a spot where only Zamasu was attacking, which is not uncommon, or even like yeah, even if it was just like the one Goku Black attack, which I guess would be the AoE, but compared to like the 3 attacks that he did in total to Goku Black, that was just pretty devastating. But I think I'm gonna end things here. I feel like we got a pretty good look at what he could actually do, just like in general, and what he is also able to perform like in this kind of stage. It's not a stage for him, I think, just with how it's designed. I feel like we'll get other stages. Like I think if we took him into the Goku and Vegeta stage, even though he's type disadvantage there, him countering is not building up the enemies. Well, Goku Super twice, so yeah. We just need other shorter stages that he'll be nice in. I think you could run him in battle hardened foes too. It just like yeah, he's kind of countered by these 2 stages if you really think about it. Goku Black can't receive attacks, but this is a counter character. The blue Goku in the other fight double supers and his STR. So he's just not in a good spot for those 2 specifically, but he's more than runnable in the red zones, and he's more than also runnable in battle hardened foes, I feel like. So this guy is quite good, but again, that's my final thoughts. Let me know what y'all thinking. I'll be doing some more testing with him over the next few days, and then maybe like in a day or two we'll come out with a new TOR tier list with this new event in mind. We did see that the long content, the boss rush stages, were not really anything special, unfortunately. I'll have those videos up today, but so I appreciate y'all though. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.